things that we missed on yesterday. I think this is the time for us to correct them. So to see us coming back in 2029. We will be in executive mansion in 2029. These are things that the record should speak to. And the ID card and the membership done, and due payment process paid 100% of your due, but let the record show that when opportunity come and they don't reach us, we get frustrated. But some of us in leadership have said it's important they let the record show. When the record show, then we can make case when we come.
Was the launch successful?
Yeah, it was very, very successful, and in fact, because of the social story behind it, we got to extend it to another. Make the team to come for 2 days, and then from there now the district leadership can take charge.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
If we're going to go into collaboration, we will spend a lot of time agreeing what we want to do for the country. What is quote unquote the agenda? Now, with the work together in government, who will do what, who will take what.
So now, the way the water business looking here like this, they got big people, the eyeball people for all the different area that you have here in the town. They get people then that can be able to talk for people that can be able to bring hand pump. I mean, what do you want to tell them?
Okay. What I want you people to tell them is, though if I get 1 person, I get it. I get 2 person, I get it. We want the people to help us to get us from in our town. Look at that distance from in our town here. In the night, you can come to whatever and see the boy on the road, you die. So that the whole problem we can feel here.
Okay. So,
Male, Josiah Coden, Primo then, Henry Yala then, we begin then to help us.
okay. Thank you so much, Papa. Your name again?
Yang ahada te ko hola ga no ko ipu wa putu tata wa lu ko ya nya ya para se ya ga gbe ko la ya kwa go ko ten te ma ya mu e ngo ga mo ba be ma nge da ba ya kwa nó được cái được ba được cũng trả po quả mai bê ao cái gì bê ao cái gì thế nào cái bê ao cái gì cái bay ya hàng nhang à bên này nhà của mẹ nó hộp cái bê ao
Touch on the issue of the threshold bill that was passed recently, and then a motion of reconsideration was taken by one of our colleagues, which sparked heated debate around here. You know, on the 9th of December 2025, the House of Representatives passed on this bill and sent it to the Senate for concurrence. This bill was crafted following the submission of the 2022 census result, which puts Liberia's population at around 5.2 million plus. And this submission was done to satisfy the constitutional requirements that are enshrined in Articles 80D and 80E. In 80D, it says each constituency shall have an approximately equal population of 20,000 or such number of citizens as the legislature shall prescribe in keeping with population growth, a movement as reviewed by the
This is why. Yeah.
Coming from the executive.
I say, you know, I don't know why the president choose to think about to sit and decide they're going to pay a football academy, something that was being done by who is celebrated around the world as the football academy. And when he background in football, after the exit of the football president, that clearly speaks to the fact that football was not a priority on George Weah.
A lottery approved by the legislature. If you spend $10 million on a government project, evidence to some of the things, $1 million for 4-year hospital. Population of 4-year. $1 million for 4-year hospital, but there are more people back giving. So Black Warren Hospital, almost $2 million on hospitals in 4-year. And they gave those money, in Lofa, are they giving those money to go back for it and spend on other projects?
American, distinguished colleagues, I want to say good morning to every one of you, and thank God that we're in 2026. This is a very pleasant morning.
All we can say, we want to tell God thank you for life. He has given us another breathing space. However, I am reminded of the conversation that was in the chat room yesterday. But the speaker validated that Cecilia Porkun is his biological sister. That leads us to the fact that Richard Kun, at this point in time, you should recuse yourself, that you have committed crime under our marital law, the domestic law of this republic. Matters of our Liberian brothers and sisters in the United States of America, our dear speaker can do the right thing. I'm not talking about removal or Richard Kun. I'm only saying he should recuse himself, because they are also saying the woman fake document and blah, 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 blah. In the state of Delaware, you did marriage, and then now we have credible information. The documents will be available today. And if those papers are provided today from now to 12 o'clock, I think Richard Kun will not be anymore.
Are you facing? Is that a personal property? Is that anybody's personal property? Anybody who falls below the belt in terms of legislative proceedings and or requirement, obviously it behooves the member to ask you to decide.
Do you want to
so
I'm
saying to you now, if you perform below the belt, it behooves the members to say step aside.
Is the speaker performing below the belt?
No, he's performing.
Okay, so
he's performing. No, I'm not. I don't want. It's not. I don't want him out. I'm saying he's performing until it is proven beyond all reasonable doubt that that speaker have done this, has done this, that required for us to be moving. Obviously, we'll be moving.
So here is my promise to you, not as a politician, but as a Liberian who loves this country with everything I have. CMC will end corruption, not reduce it, not manage it, end it. CMC will create jobs, real jobs, jobs that let you provide for your family with dignity. CMC will build roads that connect our families.
No more money. School, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Generally. I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war?
To say a pleasant good evening from Liberia. Is a great pleasure to be live on your screen this evening, and welcome to the roundtable here on WIZZ TV, your platform for informed discussions, critical analysis, and national dialogue on the issues shaping our country, Liberia. I'm your host, William McGill, and tonight we basically focus on major developments that are making headlines across our country, Liberia, and we will dive deep into them, and hopefully we can have your take on the comment section or within the comment section. So stick with us as we take this break. Once we get back, we basically going to run through the program tonight here on WIZZ TV. Again, my name is William McGill.
Raise your hand up. Read your story. There's no job, no money for hustlers. How many people do you love, man? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially women. No job, no money. No gods, no glory. No help for poor.
And indeed, welcome back to the program here tonight. The roundtable is always on WIZZ TV from Tuesday and Thursday from 10 p.m. Liberia time and 5 or 6 p.m. depending on where exactly you are watching from. It depends, but it's exactly 10 p.m. here in Liberia when we kick off with the program, the roundtable. Like I said, my name is William, and we do have so many things to talk about. Like the songwriter says, many things to talk about. We will basically look at the on our first segment, we'll look at the issue coming in from the U.S. Embassy in terms of Liberia being on their list to renew visa process with certain African countries, and few of them, one of those countries that are opportune to have the U.S. Embassy uh, here, and that will be issuing visa in the region is our own country, Liberia. Just after uh, some time when the U.S. president did sanction several countries from across Africa, uh, and then basically we will also look at the Liberia gaining peace and regional security situation coming in today. That was being stated by the Minister of Information, Jerry Limick Pierre. And we will look at that as well. We will run to Bon County, courtesy to DNUs for that video from their correspondent. well, in people in that country is basically calling on the government to be able to provide drinking water, a very safe one. And we are also going to bring you, uh, news from across our country, Liberia, news from Africa as well as we go deep into the program. So again, welcome to all of you. My man James Aku is watching from my Gibi content. I appreciate my brother. Thanks for watching. And let's run to headlines here on the British Broadcasting Corporation. It says two. Let's bring it to your face, right? And we want to tell you how we are going to be with these things, right? Two people shot dead amid Kenyan protests against U.S. Ebola quarantine center plan. So the U.S. plan has sparked public anger and led to demonstrations near the site of the proposed treatment facility. So you can see somebody near a fire there with a Kenyan flag in his hand and two-person fear there. When I watched the news, I saw what was happening there in that part of Africa today. I felt very, very sad about the situation. But again, it is what it is. We got South Africa police investigate killings of two Mozambican, that's Mozambican men. So the death comes after a day of violent protests against illegal migration in the time of Mosul Bay. So across our continent is always a protest news. Ghana's anti-LGBTQ plus bill to be scrutinized before approval, president says. So passed by the for people identifying as their PPE. So that is exactly what we have for our local, uh, our international news. And we will now dive into our own conversation here. But before we go through these conversations, let me say, uh, today in history, we had a young queen was being crowned today in that's Westminster Abbey. So on June 2nd, 1953, in the first major event to be televised internationally, Elizabeth WIZZ 25 was crowned Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom. 16 months in preparation, the coronation host 8,000 guests to witness the ceremony from inside London, Westminster Abbey, while millions across Europe watch on television. So on this day, Queen Elizabeth wins the 25 years by that time was crowned Queen Elizabeth II in the United States. That's the United Kingdom, sorry. And basically, that's so far so good what we have for you on the show today. So let's dive deep into our own conversation as we are making sure that we can be able to digest all of the news and make sure that we can be able to bring them right to your face. So let's talk about this situation that the Minister of Information spoke about concerning the Liberia Guinea border issue. So he said the government, and this article says the government of Liberia and Guinea have reaffirmed their commitment to maintaining peace and strengthening bilateral relations by agreeing to reserve all border related concerns through dialogue and mutual understanding. And it goes down by saying, speaking during the regular press briefing uh, at the Ministry of Information Minister Jeremy Matthew Pierre disclosed that the commitment was reached during a recent regional meeting held in Cote d'Ivoire. So let's just talk about this, right? This situation between our country, Liberia, when we're talking about this, we also got to be mindful of how we approach security related issues, right? We had the situation came up, and people in those neighboring communities, villages, towns there in Lofa fell victim to the situation. Some of them got frightened about the reports and the way the situation was being reported or were being reported at the time. And we basically saw that there was scheduled meetings. The issue of the land dispute between Liberia and Guinea, and it's not just today it started, right? And border situation, border situation should be handled with care, which I appreciate Liberia for the level of care and maturity the government was being able to handle the border situation. But again, let me say it and say this, right? I think in terms of accountability as a government, the government were basically, if I would say, frightened to come out and say this is exactly what is happening with the situation, and we can have we can have uh, these situations. Citizens should be informed properly, because if the information is not disseminated in the right way, we will have misinformation. We have play in the head as people report on these matters. So it's essential that government pay keen attention to how information of such is disseminated or given out to the public. That's one. Second of all, for the fact that the both parties, according to the minister, have agreed, to settle the situation as a region, and coming to one dialogue, like we saw our president left for Guinea, along with Sierra Leone president for similar dialogue. And again, uh, we are saying this that basically we should all be able to report with care, and the issue of how the situation could be resolved has long been overdue, and this is something we expected. This is something we expected to have been done with ease and in an early stage. If this was handled in a formal manner, I believe that our government, our country, and the people that are here was going to listen, not just listening, right? Was going to, I would say, basically, this is the right report we've got, and let's go ahead and follow the report, and let's just do the right thing that needs to be done. Let's just do the right thing that needs to be done. You see that? With all of this, let's let's understand the fact that the border issue should be able to teach the government on what to do in terms of security presence in border areas, right? In border communities, right? Like uh, the border to Logato and uh, have there. We should be able to increase the level in whatever area. We are to do that. I think ECOWAS as a regional body should be of more, you know, into resolving this issue, and I think they were able to play a very great role too. I guess they play a very great role in preventing regional tension because there were several dialogues, meetings, peace treaties signed, and at the end of the day, we still see fear in our people from Liberia. So again, I think they should be able to handle this issue with care and provide proper prevention. That's why we didn't have no tension that resorted to something different across outside. We was afraid because yes, that exactly something that will frighten you. The fact that you are uh, in your own area, and then you have foreign security personnel walking into that territory. Do you know how it feels? You have foreign security personnel that will walk destabilization in terms of peace. Because all you know is either immigration officers from Liberia or police officers from Liberia. Even the fact that uh, you should have AFL or whoever at you know, the borders is not something that is really common that we do have, assigned AFLs all of our major entry points. You either see uh, a non-armed immigration personnel, a non-armed police personnel, and the list goes on. DEA, those are people, custom from the LRA. These are people that we see at the border, and that's something we can prove to. So, so now, government of Liberia should be able to understand that yes, we've resolved the matter, peacefully with regional engagement and commitment as leaders from the Mano River Union. You know, we should be able to US will now want to, you know, reduce the number from 50 embassies and consulates to just 20. And, you know, these 20 countries or regional hubs will be authorized to process visa according to Marco Rubio, right? And this is on U.S. President administration Donald Trump, and is an effort to tighten the immigration process in making sure that they can have control and streamlines and console operations across the continent and whatever the set. And Liberia is among the selected countries that will retain full visa processing services, and the U.S. embassy here in Monrovia is also going to be designated as one of the 20 regional visa hubs. So, and like I said, we do have we do have a lot of people, right? That do have their people out of Liberia when this issue came out. I said this, and I'm saying this again, right? When the U.S. embassy suspended the visa process, spoke about that, how it was going to affect people who have already started their immigration process to the U.S. Talk about that. And one thing we've known the U.S. for is giving people the privilege to be able to understand the fact that you can be able to unite or reunite with your family. seeing film with all of this kicking, we should be very, very careful. We are going to be applying for these visa. We should also be, careful as to making sure that whatever visa application we apply for, we can be ahead. We can be able to adhere to that. So no overstaying, because this is one thing that the U.S. government have always stressed on. Like people from Liberia goes to the U.S. Some even, you know, going hitting goes more because I think everybody wants better life and everything. So it's a process that the the resumption of this visa thing should be handled properly, and our passports shouldn't be given to whoever knows somebody that can beat the system. This is the mentality here. We're seeing that foreigners even having diplomatic passport in the past, it happens. It's clear, and it's something that is still very possible to happen. We don't want all of that. We don't want a process that a foreigner might, use and leave this country and put other people in the bad, let me say the bad book. Because if you travel to the US with a Liberian passport, you are already tracked as a Liberian citizen. So whatever you does there, that's exactly the record the US government is going to have on you. It's going to have on you. That's exactly what they will have on you as a person. So that's why we say in everything, we should be able to understand the fact that our essential documents shouldn't be given to just anyone. Anyone. So again, it's a very good opportunity that we are about to be. I don't know if that should be an opportunity for us or a privilege or whatever we can call it. But again, at least the process is going to resume anytime soon, and that people who been in the process of reuniting with their families, wanting to use a visa opportunity for business in the US or schooling, you can be able to, you know, get your process done because uh, country and the US should have a very great, and we all here know that we have a very great relationship in terms of bilateral relationships. So, bilateral relationship between Liberia and the US, we do have a good one. So that's something we can proudly say out here on the shore. And again, we hope and pray that uh, they can be able to, basically give it a try. So um, let me let me see if I can lay my hands on these comments. And I'd like to say thanks to all of you for following this program tonight. The roundtable comes on Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Liberia time, right here on WIZZ TV. So James D. Aku is watching from Calcutta. I'd like to say good evening to you, James, and thanks for following the program there from Calcutta City, Margibi County. And journalist Samuel Flomo Jr. says, following from Banga Bonkante, Samuel is our Bonkante correspondent there for WIZZ TV. Would like to say thanks for following my brother and thanks for joining the program. And Honorable Abraham Olukoli Jr. says, watching live from Akonan. Okay, my brother, appreciate your effort to join the program here tonight. And Ambassador Eric and Greatness says, congratulations. So we spoke, I can hear from you in terms of development, brother. Hoping that you can shoot me a message and then we can move from there. So thanks for watching, and let's get this quickly on the program while we listen. Once we get back, we have some conversation about this situation. Watch Commission doing that. Hey there.
Just follow. I'm not allowed to. Working, we made our people here to pong here. Now they see what they were drinking, and they see what they were drinking. But more the time over there, the white crew there, they were doing anything there. But all of us here, we only drinking the water. So affecting us, affecting our children.
What are some of the things that the water bring into you when you're drinking it?
How? Myself, my stomach can run through from the water. And now even where I standing here talking so. I ain't understanding. Okay. Now, you know what now? But I want the children now. It will not even think about the water. Will call you to help and ask people to help. Our children will die from through the waters.
Okay. So now, the way the water business looking here like this, they get people then that can be able to talk for people that can be able to bring hand pump. I mean, what do you want to tell them?
Okay. What I want you people to tell them is, those if I get one person, I get it. I get two person, I get it. We want the people to help us to get us from in our town. Look at that distance from in our town here. In the night, you can come to whatever, and see the boy on the road, you die. So that the whole problem then we can fit here.
Okay. So,
Male, Josiah called them. Primo then. Henry Yala then. We begin then to help us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Papa. Your name again?
Kesim Yakpalo.
Okay.
Now, younger Momo. Para Ghana, Trasna Miwa. Ke Anka Poka, Pulaga, Katina, Young, I hadn't a po. Pulaga, no Quapu, will put a tata, while Google Yanya, para say, I got Quipicolaya, Quipicolaya. Qua go what tent a mayam, a wonga, Moe Babima, Neb Daba de Aquana, not a bonum. So I learn young woman, yo, I pay by lending a pala. nhà ngó quý ngu cần á xin đi coi cái lo nụ ngay dia đào ya me so nhà we con cái ngà nụ quay ha bông lúc ấy mỗi mà cái nụ quay qua hay ya lao phim mỗi yo mà phim cô nụ được cái được ba được bao mà trẻ cũng trả po qua mai bê ao cái gì trên nó cái bê ao cái gì cái bay ya hành nhang mà ba quen một nhà của mẹ hộp cái bê ao mẹ bỏ vào bao qua ya me ku ya hom ma tuna ga ga foma tuna po ku tuna ya gbo no ho kwa bo ya kringe pe ga ku la kringe ga ru ke nya la mo kwa gbo ko son de bra ga to pa ku ga ko gbo ro pe so nya nga ka te la ge ka po ma te ku po ka pa ka ku me bro bra ngai ka de te kwa du ko nu te hu mu te ga ma ka bo wa bai ku po ko ba he ro ku to de ngai cái ba cái ô đến này bây bà quay ngông bay vâng cái qua ca của luôn này cả lá cả quá cái lá cả cái quay số nhỏ mình ngon mua ca
cái này lá bè
giống ngon mua
Let's listen to you listen to the people, right? And let me say credit to DN News correspondent there in Bonk. Look at the water, and it's so heartbreaking, very so heartbreaking. And this is something that usually happens in um, communities that are forgetting, even by the lawmaker who they even voted for there. I watched that similar situation like this happens in Margibi District 4, and that's where Emmanuel Yah comes from as representative, and the people was literally drinking off a pit that looks like death trap. Let me call it that way. A death trap. And of recent again, I saw similar situation of the same water crisis coming in from Carisburg, right here in Montserrat. What is it that Watch Commission is doing? What is it that the government, through these lawmakers, are done? Down to the local government officials to make sure that our people can have access to safe drinking water. Do you know uh, the the health condition? The do you they do? So I shouldn't even be asking the nurse, the health officials, the the lawmakers, the superintendent, and whoever responsible to supersede activities of such knows the health condition this exact water pours to the people. And at the end of the day, when some kind of crisis happens because these people are consuming such a water, now we start to look out to partners, donors to bring in funds that will not be accounted for. Is this the kind of Liberia we want, where we will still have people in this 21st century? We still have people drinking from a stream, not even a proper creek or a river. We have people drinking literally from guata. This is not even a stream. It's a guata. Yeah, that's how I call it. You can keep doing that to the people that you will go and walk up to during election. That look at the water. Look how bad the water color is. It looks like a paste. Yes, exactly, it is. And you have people having, solution just to drink it because your sister now tries to stay with it, and get used to it, you be suffering from some kind of disease. You don't know, some kind of serious amount of health complication. At the end of the day, something happens, everybody say, well, you know what happened, and then XYZ person passed off. But you forget to know that because these same people you voted for in the rain, in the sun, and wherever, the chooses not to also give you a befitting life. If even get a hand pump, how much will a hand pump cost you to do a borehole? Talks about, I know, hearing yalla. It's so disheartening. I think the stage we've reached is a stage that we as a country and our people in this 21st century will not even be drinking from a stream or a river or a creek. We should have hand pumps. We understand the fact that, mineral companies and these sachet waters cannot go way there and open any facility because of how we live in Liberia and the citizens here. We are poor, nothing to survive on. And you do business where you will earn and make profit too, because you're gonna invest. You can't allow your investment be waste. So let the government see reasons to be able to do something about this. And it shouldn't just be something about this because it's alarming. It's very, very alarming. It's alarming, and the government needs to take full responsibility. Provide safe drinking water for the people. Yeah, of course. Provide safe drinking water for the people. You have to do that. You have to be able to GON to go ahead. You can do that. Let's be serious for once. Looks like a piece. We have to. So basically took a quick break. We get back and we record this a day on the program tonight. It's a wonderful, wonderful presentation. And we appreciate all of you for coming on to join us on tonight's presentation. But let's take our regular theme song and be right back.
I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school.
I cannot no more because no more food, and I cannot go to school because there's no money. So again, let me say hats up to James Diaku. He said he was watching from Calcutta. Good evening to you, James, and hope you can have a great night. Also to you, journalist Samuel Flomo Jr. and following from Bonk County, that's Banga City, Bonk, Liberia. Thanks, my brother, for following the show. He also says congratulations. And Honorable Ibrahim Olu Kwali Jr. says, watching live from my canon. Okay, Chief. Ambassador Eric and Greatness says, congratulations, watching from Nimba County. Elena Pugh says, congratulations, my brother. I don't know for why y'all congratulated me. Yeah. So we'd like to say thanks to all of you for coming on the show tonight. And, so we can have this great conversation. And, on that note, this is how we come to the end of tonight's presentation of the roundtable here on WIZZ TV. We want to thank you all for coming across our video and sticking to this live broadcast, whether on YouTube or on Facebook. Thanks for joining us in discussing these important national issues. And conversation like these remain essential in strengthening accountability, promoting public awareness, and encouraging constructive dialogue in our society. Remember, the future of Liberia and our country, it depends on not only our leadership, but also on informed citizens willing to engage in meaningful discussions about the issues affecting our nation. On behalf of the entire production team here at WIZZ TV, I'm your host, William McGill, saying thank you for watching. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and continue to make your voice count. Good night, and God bless Liberia. Thanks for following us as well. Have a great night.
You don't know stories? You've been writing stories for rap for ages. Keep writing stories about people who not too concerned. We got a lot of people in the ghetto, people on the block, people in the street. If y'all know what I know, follow me, and I'll take you to places where people are suffering. We got lame people, blind people. I mean, people that in need, man. People too much in need. Come on, yeah. How many people do you love, man? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially poor men. No job, no more.